everyone, it's T. So a few months ago, my mom gave me this jumpsuit. She was like, I don't need this anymore. It's taking up space in my closet. If you can sell it, then cool, but do you want it? I was like, oh yeah. I tried selling it on Depop. No one was biting, mostly because it's built for someone very tall. So it was just weird sizing. And then one day I remembered Boa's One Shot, Two Shot music video. Boa is a Korean artist, K-pop artist. She had this just amazing jumpsuit that was like velvet or velour. I knew immediately that I wanted something like it. I know that Samantha Pleat does similar jumpsuits. So I was like, actually, I could probably remake this jumpsuit to look like the one in the music video. So that's what I'm doing in this video. Yeah, let's just get into it. So this is the jumpsuit in its original form. My mother is very tall, so it is way too long. This also needs to be taken in order to achieve the kind of bodycon look that we're going for. I basically plan to take in the bodice, cut off the legs, and make them into sleeves and adjust the fit as I go. So first I started by turning the jumpsuit inside out and pinning along the sides. There's definitely a better way to do this, but because of the way the fabric hangs and the fact that I don't have a dress form, this had to do in the moment. Also, luckily, there were seams on either side and the front, otherwise this whole construction would have been 10 times harder. This is after I took in the side a little bit. I didn't take in the legs, of course, so it looks really weird and wonky. Now, for some reason, instead of measuring the length of my arm and then measuring that from the end of the cuff of the pants, I decided to lay my body across it and use tailor's chalk to approximate where I should cut. I have no excuses besides I like to make things harder for myself. I cut the pant legs off and seam ripped one side. I left one seam finished because 1, I hate sewing seams, and 2, I figured it would be easier to match it up with the shoulder seam on the bodice. Okay, so I just realized that if I do not talk throughout the process of doing this, it's just going to be a voiceover, and that's not what I want. So I hope you enjoy my camera audio and the fact that I finally put makeup on my face. I cut the legs off of the jumpsuit. This is what it looks like now, raw edges and all. I accidentally sewed the crotch together, which is fine. I need to just seam rip it all and restart. But this is not the length that it's supposed to be. It's gonna be more like, ignore all the extra fabric, but more like this. I've seam ripped the sleeves, so I'm going to sew them on to the bodice somehow. It'll probably be in a drapey situation where I just pin it on here, sew around the armhole, put it on my arm, pin it down, just because I don't like patterns and I am bad at sewing. Oh no! Oh god. I don't know if you can see, but I hemmed this. They were even when I hemmed them, but for some reason I think it's just my thighs. This happens with all of my shorts. So one side is going to ride up, unfortunately, but I put what used to be the legs as the sleeves. And honestly, this could probably stay like this. It would be cumbersome and upsetting, but I could be like a bat, you know? Yeah, I sewed what used to be the arms around the hole, and now all I have to do is pin this. Truly, I want it to be the size of my arm. So I'm going to have to literally just pin it alongside, and then I'll be done. I didn't feel like taking the jumpsuit off yet again, so I just kind of pinned myself inside of it and then used tailor's chalk again to figure out my seams. This was probably the least intuitive way to do this, and it added to some inconsistencies in the fit that you'll see later. I probably took it off and put it back on about a dozen times, just adjusting and readjusting the fit of the actual bodice. I didn't show that because it was sweaty and tiring and also probably would have gotten me demonetized. But yeah, once that was done, I sewed the sleeves up and it was done. So yeah, this is the finished product. I actually don't mind the fit. It has some issues here and there, but they can be easily fixed if I so choose to do so, which I don't. Um, the sleeves I wanted to be kind of long. I was actually thinking of doing like a thumb hole kind of situation, but I don't feel like it, so you know. And also, like, if they were any tighter or more form fitting, I wouldn't like it. It would be too much. I wouldn't like it. So I don't mind it. I'm actually really impressed with how I did the shorts because I literally had to like take apart the crotch and put it back together again. It had a completely different inseam than my actual inseam. This took me probably 5-6 hours. I think it's 5 o'clock right now, so not that bad. Probably one of the quicker but slightly more complicated sewing projects I've ever done. So I feel like Bella. So I hope you enjoyed that. I really like remaking things that are otherwise just going to be like not utilized. I think once I stop bloating, I'm going to take the jumpsuit in a little bit more, fix some of the fitting issues. I know that I didn't cut away some of the excess on the inside, so if you see some like bumps in the cutaways, that's why. But yeah, otherwise I think this was pretty successful as far as like getting it done in 5 hours. In the future, I'd probably want to take my time, but I have a lot of stuff to do. So, you know, I can't really dedicate all of my time to remaking clothes, although I would like to. But yeah, if you liked this like vintage flip, thrift flip kind of thing, let me know, because I have just a whole bunch of clothes that would probably otherwise just rot in their caves. And yeah, I hope you liked this short little video. If you did, like it if you want, comment if you feel like it, subscribe if you so desire. Yeah, I'll catch you next time. Thanks.